I'm fascinated by what I'm going to call the end of the Moneyball era. So the first few decades of the 21st century in sports, if you were going to write some kind of history, I think you'd call it the Moneyball era, right? It's the era of analytics. And analytics proved so powerful, not just for producing wins, like Michael Lewis described in his original book, but for changing the game itself, right? In baseball, famously, singles reached an all-time low, strikeouts reached an all-time high. The sport was optimized. It was solved like a math problem. The era that we're entering into is an era in which Moneyball is exhausted. Data analytics teams are exhausted. There's no more advantages to eke out with just being more nerdy about math. And the sports are going to push back against the nerds. And so in baseball, we're already seeing this, right? We're seeing pitching timers and pitching clocks and bigger bases and fewer defensive shifts. Essentially, we're creating human rules to push back against the mathematical machine. What I think is really interesting about this is how it's going to change the conversation about sports. I think we spent so long optimizing for team winning that we denuded what made sports interesting. This is an observation from my friend Connor Sen. We've lost what made sports interesting. And the last piece to this is we sort of move into an age where we're going to fight back against math. And there's going to be more sort of human-driven interventions to make sports interesting and diverse and weird again, rather than everything accumulating toward the same style. If every team has access to AI, you're going to have the same thing happen that happened with Moneyball, is that every team is going to think the exact same, and that advantage is going to get arbitraged to zero. Math fixed sports in a very specific way, and now we need all hands on deck to push back against it. So I think you're going to have a deeper conversation about how do we make sports weird again and push back against the math nerds.